Have you never heard a way to
Hello,
find the sun?
we are still in Long Itchington waiting to see what happens with the lock closures, and today we decided to come out, and I'd spotted on my Ordnance Survey map that there was a holy well just a few kilometres from the boat, so we came out in search of it and we found it, and I'm going to turn the camera around and show it to you. This is thought to be the oldest holy well in England. It's over 1,000 years old. And down there where the water's coming out, you can see 3 carved heads. And it was renovated in about 2005, and that's when this sort of palisade and this bench was carved. The water is so clean that it's used to clear up, or it was used to clear up eye problems, and there's an eye and ear hospital near here that was thought to be established because of the clean water from here. So I wasn't going to film the walk today because on the Ordnance Survey map it just looked like a trek across fields and not much more, but in actual fact it was surprisingly lovely. So instead of filming on the way to the well, I'm going to film on the way back and show you the path we came along. The holy wells in olden days were used for all sorts of things like baptisms, and people used to come. You'd quite often get a tree near a holy well. There isn't one here, but it would have wishes and hopes and prayers tied to it on ribbon, things like that. And this one is not allowed to be sold. It's not allowed to go into private hands, which is a win. That's always a win. So walking back from the holy well, it overflows down there into the River Itchen, which is a very little river, especially at the moment. Our way back is through here.
So this here is probably just run down the hill, I would imagine.
Yeah, and it comes up from White Lias stone, it says, so filtered through all the stone. The rain that we had this morning has refreshed all the land, and as we're walking along we're getting an overwhelming smell of pineapple from all the pineapple weed down here. It's in abundance this year. These stones look like they've been very deliberately put there, like it would have been a bathing place or similar, I suppose. Quite overgrown now. I've been sort of scouting out for places to go for a hike and a camp. I want to try out my new tent. But the last few weeks, we came down the Shropshire Union Canal and then along the Grand Union, and it's all farmland really, with not even very much wood. It doesn't feel like the sort of place you can go out even stealth camping really, but I'll find somewhere at some point. There's another bench over there overlooking the mill pond, which you can see better through here. Beautiful specimen oak tree. That's how it's nice to see them. Nice little wood to walk through, although really it's a copse more than a wood. And we come out of the little wood onto a bean field. Broad beans, I think. I always thought these were quite an early vegetable. I imagined they'd be picked by now, but as you can see from the quantity, they've not been harvested yet. The sky is glowering, but don't let that fool you, because from tomorrow the sun and the heat are coming in and building up again. We've got about half a mile across the bean field and then a mile back to the canal. Isn't that a great name? And here we are back to the canal with very muddy boots, and it's a short walk back to the boat and dinner. Now it's Monday afternoon and I've come up to have a look and see if anything's happening at the lock. There was a couple of men putting up barriers this morning, but there's been nobody working here. You can see the problem right over there. There's a broken collar. I think a boat has gone into it and it's split it. So it may be that the repairs have to be done away from the lock. Maybe the gate will be lifted out at some point. But so far, nothing much happening. Tuesday afternoon, and nothing has changed up here. We've just been having a close look at the bit of wood over there, which is splintered down about at least 2 foot. So the collar, which for those of you who aren't used to lock gates, is a big piece of iron that goes around the top of it's part of the structure underneath the arm of the lock gate, and it's manufactured off site, so that's probably, hopefully, what they're doing. We're just trying to figure out how they're going to get that splintered wood into a collar. Anyway, maybe they'll come later today, more likely tomorrow, I suppose, I hope. Wednesday came and went, and there was no action up at the lock, but we did get notifications saying that people would be on site today, Thursday, and that they were hoping to open it on Friday. So we're getting very, very restless now. We've painted everything on the boat. We've cycled and walked everywhere. Just want to get going because the time for us to get to the wash is decreasing by the day. Anyway, we've just had breakfast and we're going to walk up to the lock and see if anybody's up there. There's people working at the lock. Such a relief. There are boats all the way down this stretch of the pound, and the next one and the next one. There's hire boats everywhere, doubled up, waiting to go through, and on the other side of the lock too. So it's going to be a bun fight, I think, once it's opened. Right, well it's 4 o'clock on Thursday. We just thought we'd wander up and see how things are progressing. It looks like they've knocked off for the day. And the word is that they're going to open it at 4 o'clock tomorrow on Friday, which is pushing it a bit because they don't think they work on Saturday. So if it doesn't open at 4 tomorrow, it'll be the weekend. I don't know. Just getting anxious about it getting done. But I can see that there's a new block on top of the gate. It's Friday morning and we moved up last night. Came outside the pubs. Bit of a noisy road, but that was okay because all the hire boats are creeping their boats up and we just didn't want to be in the middle of a big bum fight when they open it. It's looking good for today. They're down there. So we think all they've got to do is clear the site and test it. Anyway, we're within sight, so we can go like a cork out of a bottle when they open up. Ooh, it's beyond exciting. The barriers have come down, the gantry is being moved, and we're thinking they might be floating the CRT boat up in the lock to test it out. So it's looking good. Oh my days, it's working beautifully. No trouble at all. Wow. That's a nice sight. Oh well, at the moment the gate's not closing properly. So they're going to lift it up again and try to screw it up a bit higher. It's catching on the bottom. Well, the gate won't fit at the moment, so it's too hot to stand there and watch, so we're going to come back in a bit with fingers crossed. Can you hear that? It's a wonderful sound of an engine running. The first boats are coming through and we're going up to the lock landing to be the first boats out from this side. This is so exciting. Freedom! We've got about another 13 locks today and the aim is to get to Braunston. We won't be able to get through the Braunston locks today, they'll be shut by the time we get there, but we'll be able to go through them first thing in the morning. So, all things being equal, it's going to be a good day's cruising ahead. I was so keen to get out of the top Stockton lot quickly. I forgot to pick Henry up. So, he's with Gary and Tracy on the boat behind, who catch me up at Calcut. Bit over enthusiastic today. Calcut Marina. This brings back memories. This is where we launched our boat 4 years ago and came crashing out of that tiny opening. Up the locks, didn't have the faintest idea what we were doing. Hopefully we're a bit better now.
Have a safe journey.
Yeah, it was such a great meeting you guys.
See ya.
Bye, bye.
So we're off. Up the locks at Braunston and through the horrible tunnel. Well, Henry doesn't mind it, I don't like tunnels. So the plan today and tomorrow is to get to Northampton ready to go down the flight on Monday. And we'll see what happens. The network is closing down all over the place, so it's not a given. So next video we should be, if we're going to get there, closer to it. So have a good week everyone. See you on the next one. Bye for now.
Won't you come and say if you know the way to blue? Have you seen the land